And hello, race fans. We are here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the running of the 2024 Indiana Bash. We haven't done this in a very, very hot minute. It has been over 2 years since we've been at this point, and now we're getting ready for the return of the Indiana Bash here in the year 2024. Can you believe it?
Listen here, bitch. You
That's
better
another
fucking
thing I
drink
needed to
some
do
water.
is
Your
turn
chat
off
says
the
you
sounds.
need to.
Because we don't need those right now. We're broadcasting a race. So apologies for the language, guys. We're getting ready to go here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. As always, Elijah Leonard here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to bring you the action. It's been 2 years. I don't even know what else to really say, but we've got a lot of faces, lots of new faces, and we've got a few other veterans of the Indiana Bash, some of them being Nathan Stapleton. We have our defending race winner, Owen Crafton, in the race. Technically our defending race winner because he won this event back in 2022, but you can see here, there, truck number 4, he's starting all the way in the back, so he's got his work cut out for him if he actually wants to have a chance at winning back-to-back races here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So should be a really fun night here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the running of the 2022 Bash, Indiana Bash. I don't even know what I'm saying because I'm just really excited to get this race started because there's really no stats, there's really no points on the line. It's all just all in tune with Indy 250 week and also real life for the Indianapolis 500 and the Coke 600 coming up this weekend. But it is going to be a very fun weekend nonetheless, because of course we got the Freedom 50 that's about to take place tomorrow. This race will premiere on YouTube after that race airs over on AG the channel, and then we have the Indianapolis 250 on Saturday, and then the Coca-Cola 600 will follow that. That'll also be live right here on Twitch and will premiere the next day on YouTube. So that's going to be a very fun one. It's going to be a very interesting race, to say the least. And I don't even know what else to really say. I think this is on repeat. Oh, no, it's not. It's not on repeat. But we're getting ready to go here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 40 laps of action, not our traditional 80. We'll be back here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the running of the Brickyard 400, which will be 80 laps. But nonetheless, guys, so glad that you could be here with us here for tonight's running of the 2024 Indiana Bash. It's going to be a fun one. The drivers are strapped into their trucks. Pre-race ceremonies are wrapping up, so let's go trackside for the command. Any second. Oh, I guess we missed it. Hold on. Let's try that again. I didn't realize I tapped out. Let's try that again. All right, now let's go get the command.
Runners, start your engines!
And there is the command. Engines have been fired. Pace truck is rolling off, and so are these 42 competitors. While they're rolling on the racetrack, let's go ahead and give you your starting lineup. You see there on the left-hand side of your screen, there's Neil Zonka sitting on the pole position in truck number 74. Mary Davis lining up alongside. Then we have Reggie Fogelman and Avon Murray in row 2. Then William Brock, Nathan Stapleton, they make up the third row. Skylar Taylor, Russell Blaze Sr. in the number 61. That's row number 4. Then row 5 is Michael DeFeo and Audra Baranowskis completing the top 10. And there's a look at your rest of your starting lineup from 11th on down to 28th. That's Wells, Mosser, Zachary Taylor, Sammy Cars, Ryan Durrani, John Stewart, Duncan Ward, BB Hange, our Pumpkin 250 winner from last year. Emily Anderson making her special event return. Chris Reynolds, Naya Steidel, oh man, this is going to be interesting. Josh Christian, Sebastian Palmer, Josh Harmon, Sam Oskin, Travis Crampton, Lucian Bianchi. Then we have Roberto Crown Jr., Edson Hernandez, Wyatt Walker, Josh Lee, Russell Blaze Jr., Owen Crafton, Dale Johnson, Reggie Fogelman, Ladovic Charette, Archer Shryock, Stephen Colon, Josh Williamson, Asher Shryock, and PJ Vidal rounding out the field in 42nd position. This is going to be a fun one here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So glad that you guys could be here with us. As they round off of turn number 4. Pace truck is going to make that left-hand turn down onto pit road. And we're getting set to see the return of the Indiana Bash. Here we go. Zonka and Davis lead them to green, and the 2024 Bash is underway. Really nice, clean start as they head down the back straightaway. That's Reggie Fogelman in the 88. I may be doing that quite a few times, guys. I do apologize. That's just me just trying to learn the names, so it's gonna be a little bit. So do massively apologize. That is Dylan Aberhyman in the number 52. I do want to bring that up. Coming around to lead lap number 1 is going to be Fogelman at the stripe. Here comes the 24 of Avon Murray down on the inside. This is going to be the battle for the race lead. And you're going to see a lot of these trucks. They're going to be double file for a good portion of the race. But 3 wide is going to be very, very dangerous for these drivers to attempt, especially coming off of turn number 2 and even on the entry of turn 3. So we're going to have to watch for that as this race goes on. 2 McDonald's Cup drivers, 3 McDonald's Cup drivers at the front of the field, as you see Skylar Taylor in that number 15. Duck low heading into the 3rd corner, being followed by the 73 of Michael DeFeo. And then right here we got the number 6 being punted by Zachary Taylor in the 85. More or less, it just looked like that the number 6, that would be Casey Wells. I thought that she was going to try to get down in front of the 85, but it looks like Taylor was already right there trying to capitalize on position. And now Taylor's going to be paying the price as he starts to fall back in that number 85 machine. So Skylar Taylor leads the charge coming off of turn number 2. So far, the top 2 have checked out. Wells and Taylor have basically gotten out of Dodge, at least for the time being. As they head back into turn number 3, everybody's still double file until you, looks like, get back over to Duncan Ward. Ward breaks out into the 4th spot. Now side by side for 6th. That's Emily Anderson getting underneath of Michael DeFeo. And here we go. Battle for the race lead up at the front of the field. Here comes Casey Wells in the 6. Down on the inside, heading back into turn number 1. She might take over the top spot. It looks like, yes, she will. She's got enough drafting help from the 14. That would be Ryan Durrani, and also Avon Murray in that 24. Get a nice look at the overhead shot of all these other trucks just heading down the back straightaway. Here comes Durrani making the run down on the bottom. Back into turn number 3. Through the short straight, back into turn number 4, heading around to complete 4 laps. 1/10 of the way through the 2024 Indiana Bash. And they're still side by side. The 6 and the 14 still continuing to duke it out. It looks like Wells, yes, Wells let it at the stripe. Just think if that was the finish of this event, folks, that would have been an absolute crazy finish. We might see that here once the checker flag flies. We're just going to have to find out if that will be the case, however. But we could see it. Here's Russell Blaze in the 61. Coming up inside of the top 10, currently sitting in the 7th position, now knocking on the door of the top 5, pretty much in the top 5, but He will be scored in that 4th position once we come across the stripe this time around. Now maybe try to get 2 birds with 1 stone as he tries to go for 3rd on Emily Anderson once they head off of turn number 4 and across the yard of bricks this time around. Durrani holding on to the top spot, trying to fend off Duncan Ward on that 07 down on the inside. As they head back into turn number 1 at full song, Ward, no contest, is going to be able to take the advantage and take the lead with him. And here comes Blaze in that 61. Also got the 11 machine. That would be Sammy Cars. Moving up into 3rd, there's Josh Christian in the 23. Moving up into 4th and battle for the top spot. Here comes the 61 of Russell Blaze as they head back into turn number 4, making the run down to the inside to try to take the race lead as they come off of turn number 4, and they are 3 abreast on the front straightaway. They were for a moment, but not this time around. Ward leads that lap, heading back into 1. Still side by side. Russell Blaze takes over that top position with no contest, clear of all traffic as he heads off of turn number 2, leading the field of the other 41 trucks lining up behind him. There's the 40 machine. That's Chris Reynolds. Also got the 5 machine. If I can get my... I think I lost my entry list, but that's okay. Got the 5 machine. That's Travis Crampton. Crampton also having one of those... is another one of those drivers as far as the McDonald's Cup Series concerned. He would just really love to get some really good finishes and try to move his way up in the point standings, try to win some races as well. And so far, he hasn't really been able to accomplish any of that. I mean, he's had some good runs here and there, but unfortunately, some of those numbers that he's gotten at other races haven't really backed up the results that he's been putting on. So as far as here at this race, there's really no points on the line. He's got nothing to lose, so he can run as hard as he wants. And he might be able to win this race if he can actually get up there and try to make some moves. So we'll just have to wait and see if he's able to get up here and make a charge for the win once this race is said and done. But a second right now is as high as he's going to get, as he's going to get passed by Duncan Ward, followed by Michael DeFeo on that number 73. And there's Nathan Stapleton, hometown hero, driving the number 2. Remember, he started just inside of the top 5 here in this event. He currently, as far as the McDonald's Cup Series is concerned, he came off of a really fantastic finish last Friday at Kansas. And finished inside of the top 5. So currently in this race, he's also sitting in the top 5 right now, sitting in 4th at this current moment. But he could potentially come out of this one with a win and definitely get these hometown fans riled up here. But he just went into turn number 4 with way too much momentum. He goes up high going through 3 and going off of turn number 4 and is going to lose that 4th position to Travis Crampton. Now Sammy Cars is going to take 5th. There's the number 9 machine. Truck number 9. That would be Roberto Crown Jr. Roberto Crown Jr. now taking over, looks like the 7th position. I think he might have moved up into 6th. Here's something else that's also really surprising. We have not seen a caution flag in this race. The furthest that we've ever gone without a yellow, I probably would have had to say right around lap 4 or 5. And so far, things are doing really... So far, these drivers are going pretty strong right now. Coming around to complete a quarter of this race, so far nothing has really changed. Other than the racing, of course, everybody's kind of gotten themselves into a single file rhythm. I don't expect it to stay for this long. As this race continues on, I expect these drivers to get more aggressive. I expect these drivers to definitely start to take more than give. So it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this race plays out, because I don't expect it to stay single file for this long. Also, thank you guys a lot for coming in and watching. As far as Twitch is concerned. Foxy, Frex, how we doing? It's still a really interesting username. She's not like other moms. Fired up for the 600? Of course, always fired up for the 600. Always, always, always. But it looks like focusing back in on the race, Russell Blaze Sr. has 100% checked out. About a half a second ahead of Travis Crampton and DeFeo. Oh, 3 wide over here. This is definitely not a good sign. That's the 48 machine. That's Nia Steidl. Steidl might have just made it 3 wide, but luckily it worked out. Luckily it worked out, and thus far, doing a really nice job. And Steidl moves up. It looks like it's going to be inside of the top 5. But now heading back into turn number 4. Yes, pretty much everybody is... Pretty much everybody, like I said, it's really strange to just see these drivers performing the way that they are. But as of right now, it's really, I don't know how else to really describe it. My brain is just going a million miles an hour right now. But it's crazy to see of how these drivers, of how far we've gotten into this race, and look at how smart these drivers are racing. They have gone 13 laps, this time around, 13 laps without a caution. And we survived 3 wide once so far this race. It's really, and these drivers were really lucky that we were able to go 3 wide because of, you see of how these drivers are just completely spread out. If the drivers were bunched up the way that they were at the very beginning of the race, then we would have had a caution flag. But so far, these drivers have been playing it really smart. They've been buying their time. They've been conserving their stuff. If this was a 30-lap race, this would be a little bit different. But there's 10 additional laps than what we were used to. And I think even back in 2022, I think it was a 20-lap race. So if this were a 20-lap race or a 30-lap race, it's twice the distance or even 10 more laps the distance. And so far, these drivers have been playing it out really, really smooth. And it's kind of unusual to see. So right now, top 10 coming around to complete 14 laps. 6 laps away from halfway. Your top 10 currently goes as follows. Russell Blaze Sr. continuing to lead the way. Travis Crampton trying to go for second. And, oh, hold on. Let's take a pause for a moment. Battle for the race lead is on. Roberto Crown Jr. going down to the inside of Russell Blaze Sr. No contest at all. Roberto Crown Jr. in the number 9 goes to the lead. Heading down the back straightaway this time around. So that will put Crampton second. Chris Reynolds third. Nia Steidl is going to go to 4th. And if he doesn't lose any more positions here this time around, actually, hold on. Change for the lead again. Here comes Travis Crampton down to the inside. This is for the race lead as they head off of turn number 4, this time by continuing to go side by side for the top spot. It's the 9 and the 5. Looks like Crown is just as no contest there, barely any contest there by 6/100ths of a second. Crown is going to lead that lap, but Crampton is going to answer back going through turn number 1, and Travis Crampton ends up taking that lead with authority. Also, you have Russell Blaze Sr. coming back into the picture just as quickly as he came into the picture to try to take the race lead away and held on to it for a good portion of the event. But so far right now, everybody's been buying their time. Everybody's been going single file. This lead group has gotten pretty bunched up, but if you take a look further back in the field, oh no! That was actually really close there between Stephen Colon, Zachary Taylor, and William Brock. Looks like Colon's going to get out of the gas and get right behind Zachary Taylor. So far, I think that might have been a really smart move on the part of Stephen Colon. Instead of trying to continue to progress with a move of 3 wide. I'm really happy to see that, but as of right now, we're still clean and we're still green. Travis Crampton continuing to lead the way. Heading down the back straightaway, Russell Blaze Sr. Here he comes down to the inside. He's going to have Michael DeFeo right behind him to try to challenge, to help him out, to try to challenge for this race lead. But Crampton, good push from Nathan Stapleton. He's going to slam the door and is going to check out, heading through turn number 4. Taylor, as Stapleton for sure has lost a lot of momentum. He's going to go from 3rd to 5th, maybe even 6th. There's BB Hange in the 44. Remember, BB Hange won the Pumpkin 250 last year. He also won the Daytona 500 at the beginning of the year for the McDonald's Cup Series. And so far as special events, he's been doing a very fantastic job. Currently now sitting in the 5th spot, heading down the back straightaway. Thought we were going to go 3 wide there for a second. And fortunately, we've been able to keep it clean and green. There's Mitchell O'Brien in the 3. Oh, that's Dale Johnson. Sorry. This is Dale Johnson. Sorry. My head's still in the McDonald's Cup Series for some reason, but that's Dale Johnson in the 3. Led a good portion of laps at Talladega. And so far here in this race, currently sitting in 10th. Right now we have ourselves a good battle for second. A 5-truck fight for second. On lap 19. How we doing, Zach? Hope you have yourself a good Thursday. But as of right now, Michael DeFeo retaining that 2nd spot. BB Hange going to 3rd. Pole sitter Neil Zonka in the number 74 is moved back up into the picture. Sitting in the 4th spot. Dale Johnson somehow went from 10th to 5th. I don't know how, but probably within 2 laps, he has went from 10th to 5th. Impressive driving here by all these guys. Coming around to start the halfway lap. Next time around will be 20 down and 20 to go. Here in the 2024 Indiana Bash, powered by Clan 11. 5 trucks, single file so far. A lot of these drivers really 100% utilizing the draft in this sort of scenario. And it has definitely been just that. Everybody still continuing to race, but it's mostly been a battle with aerodynamics and drafting and just trying to strategize a run. Trying to pick your partners really is kind of been the name of the game, but I'm really surprised these drivers haven't been as aggressive as they've been from previous Indiana Bashes. Oh, Zonka's thinking about it. I thought Zonka was flirting with 3 wide there. I'm really glad he didn't force the issue. But heading back through turn 1, still double file for the race lead. Give it over to the number 73 of Michael DeFeo, Neil Zonka in the 74. Moving up into 2nd, there's BB Hange coming up into the 3rd spot. Halfway home here in the Indiana Bash. And things are going to get a little bit more racy, especially up towards the front of the field. Battle for 5th is on. There's Chris Reynolds getting underneath the Travis Crampton. He's bringing Nathan Stapleton. There's the 33. I believe this is Archer Shryock. I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing the last names for some of these guys. But as of right now, so far, we've been doing pretty well. The battle for the race lead is back on. I don't even know what I'm saying, but Zonka in the 74 is going to take it back and go back to right where he started and try to crash on the back straightaway. Number 13, PJ Vidal upside down. Christian getting some damage. That's Timo Mosser in the number 10. This is the furthest that we've ever gone without a caution here in the Indiana Bash, and it flies on lap number 22. Race back to the line. They are 3 wide back over here. Looks like they're going to get it settled down, but it will be Neil Zonka leading them back to the yellow flag. Oh my goodness, that was... I mean, hey, At least we made it this far without a caution. This, like I said before, but look at the damage on the 13 of PJ Vidal. This has kind of been that sort of year for Vidal as far as the McDonald's Cup Series is concerned. I wouldn't say like this, really, to some extent, but as far as his tenure in the Cup Series, he's had some runs as far as recently where he's put together some good runs. At Darlington, he pretty much dominated, clinched the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps, but and unfortunately wasn't able to capitalize because of a debris caution. He was one of 2 cars that ended up going to pit road to get tires, and he made his way through the field, but unfortunately ended up finishing 19th. He couldn't go any further. But as far as this race is concerned, unfortunately, he is going to be out of it, so he will have to pack up and get ready for Charlotte this coming Saturday evening. But it looks like everybody is going to be staying out. Unless if there's any drivers that choose to peel off and come to pit road. If that's the case, I'm pretty sure it's going to be drivers that may have damage to their trucks. I think it's going to be the 29 and the 10, and that indeed is going to be the case. I think there's one more truck that ended up hitting right in front of them. I'm not sure. It probably was just those 2. I think there was one more truck that that was in the pits, and I think that, yes, that was the 23 of Josh Christian. But first caution of the evening is out here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's go back and look at what happened that caused that wreck. That's pretty much set that whole thing off. I'm very certain that it was a 3-wide incident. Indeed it was. Indeed it was. So you see here, coming off of turn number 1, we're focusing in on PJ Vidal. You're going to see the 29, that is Edson Hernandez, dive low underneath of the 23 of Christian. And he just gets sandwiched, pretty much 3 wide. He's got a lot of momentum, but also the 23 keeps coming down. And then they both sandwich the 29. That all 3 of those trucks go up into the turn 2 barrier, and this sends the 23, the 13, excuse me, of PJ Vidal onto his roof. Christian, you see there, back there, gets some damage, and pretty much comes to a dead stop. There's Mary Davis getting some damage to her number 81. And then Timo Mosser in the number 10, just barely clipping the 23 of Josh Christian. And then there's the 13 of Vidal, pretty much sliding down to the infield and coming to halt on his lid. And for him, as well as the 23 of Josh Christian, I know for a fact it is 100% game over. We're going to go back and look at this at full speed, because this by far was a really massive crash here coming off of turn number 2. It all happened so fast as well. I think Hernandez thought that he could try to split the middle, but it just didn't quite work out that way. And just look at how hard that hit was, especially for PJ Vidal. It was so hard. Air got underneath the truck and just flipped it upside down on its lid, and that's just super unfortunate. Vidal was pretty much mid-pack, minding his own business, and unfortunately, he's going to be one of those other few trucks that's going to smell what the Rock was cooking here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the running of the 2024 Indiana Bash. That's just super unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate. So now back to live action here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. just past the halfway point, and yes, there's the 13 of PJ Vidal going out of the race due to an accident. Looks like Edson Hernandez, Timo Mosser, both of those drivers are going to be continuing on. But as far as this race is concerned, for the 23 and the 13, they're definitely more than done here today. As far as PJ Vidal's case, he will 100% have to pack up and get ready to go to Charlotte. For this Saturday evening's Coca-Cola 600. If you're just now tuning in, we are currently working our first caution flag. Think about that. That's our first caution here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 2024 Indiana Bash. This is the furthest that we've ever gone without a yellow flag. But we ended up having a caution on lap 22 and involved the 13 of PJ Vidal, the 23 of Josh Christian, the 10 of Timo Mosser, and as well as the 29 of Edson Hernandez. Christian and Vidal both have gone behind the wall. And as far as Edson Hernandez's case and Timo Mosser, both of those trucks are still continuing on. You saw just for a split second, the 29 is missing the rear end of his truck. So you can pretty much see the fuel cell and everything on the tailgate of this number 29. But we are still currently working our first yellow flag of the evening. Will be 15 laps to go next time by. We might get one to go next time around. We'll just have to wait and see. I got you, Foxy. I'll get it once I go to break. But again, for those that are currently watching on Twitch, want to thank you guys a lot for being here and watching and stopping by, whether for your lurking or interacting. Hope you guys are enjoying your nights. Hopefully, as far as Memorial Day weekend, hopefully everybody's gonna get their, hopefully everybody has some really good plans for this 3-day weekend. I know I do. I'm definitely gonna do a lot and do plenty of streaming. That's a fact. But as far as racing is concerned, of course, Friday, I mean, I've got the mock series for the truck series tomorrow night at Charlotte. Gonna be running 120 laps there. And then as far as Saturday, after the Indianapolis 250, which will be on AG the channel on YouTube, be sure to go check him out. Currently doing Indianapolis 250 week. We're just pretty much tagging along at this in this case. Freedom 50, as far as the YouTube premiere for this race, might have already happened. So we are going to be, so this is currently premiering after the Indianapolis 250. But after the Freedom 50, excuse me. But after the Indianapolis 250, we'll be going live at 5 p.m. Eastern on Saturday for the running of the Coca-Cola 600. Live at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. That is going to be an absolute festival, so to say. And certainly hope... Oh, I didn't realize that would turn on my camera. Sorry. Just going to turn that off real quick. I forgot what I was going to do. I legitimately forgot what I was going to do. That's fine. That's fine. I legitimately forgot what I was going to do. But it's okay. I also messed that up. Dang it. Jeez. This is kind of going to waste here. Kind of going to waste, but you know what? It's fine. 1 to go. Here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Before we get set to go back under the green flag, we'll be restarting with 14 laps of racing to go. Here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, currently leading the way, that is the 74 of Neil Zonka. Remember, he started on the pole for this race. He could very well win it from the pole. I don't think that's ever been done before, so we could see history in the making here today. They're running in second is the number 79 That would be Michael DeFeo. Then third is Duncan Ward. Fourth is Chris Reynolds. Fifth is the number 44 of BB Hange, Nathan Stapleton. Sixth. Then seventh is Archer Shryock. Then the 11 of Sammy Carr sitting in the 8th spot. Zachary Taylor is 9th. And rounding out the top 10, that would be the number 9 of Roberto Crown Jr. They've worked their way off of turn number 4. Pace truck is off. No trucks are a lap down, so this will be a very interesting restart. We'll be restarting with 14 laps of racing to go. Green flag back in the air. Here we go. This will be interesting. Good jump there for Neil Zonka. He checks out, at least for the moment, but I wouldn't expect that to last for too long because now they're starting to get a little bit side by side. That would be for third. Chris Reynolds under attack from Duncan Ward. Actually, no. Ward actually was under attack from the number 40 of Chris Reynolds. Meanwhile, challenge for the lead is on. Here comes the 73. Down to the inside. And going to try to take over the top position. He's going to do just that. Michael DeFeo goes to the race lead. Side by side still. Zonka continuing to hang on. Side by side at the stripe. It is going to be Zonka leading that lap across the line. Oh, Duncan Ward really flirting with 3 wide there. Thinks better of it. And will stay right behind the 73 for the moment. Now he's definitely in perfect grounds to try to go for this race lead. He's got help from the 44 of BB Hange. Hange trying to go for his second crown jewel win of the year and really of his career as far as broadcasting on this channel is concerned. But he's going to be forced up high. Here comes Zachary Taylor in the 85 down on the inside. Meanwhile, Duncan Ward, DeFeo fighting it out for the top spot here in the 2024 Indiana Bash. 12 laps of racing to go across the stripe. DeFeo leads it by Duncan Ward by a matter of a piece of paper. Give the race lead now to the 07 of Duncan Ward. He goes to the point, bringing Zachary Taylor, Neil Zonka, Sammy Carrs, Roberto Crown Jr. all with him down on the inside line. And they continue to go side by side. They're a little bit more bunched up than what they were before the yellow flag ended up coming out. Zonka, not quite done yet. Hasn't fallen too far back. Hasn't fallen out of the picture. Now trying to go for this second position on the 85 of Taylor. Going to easily try to take it away. Actually, no, not quite the case. Not so fast. The 85 getting a run on the outside. And in the process of all of that, Duncan Ward checking out by about a half a second over second place Zachary Taylor. But not until Neil Zonka takes over the second spot and will try to go back to the race lead. He's got to He's got to run down that 07 at least one more time if he's going to try to have any sort of shot at winning this race. Not if Roberto Crown Jr. has anything to say, however, as he ducks low, heading back into turn number 3. Bacon Ever, thank you so much for the lurk, man. Greatly appreciate it. Coming around off of turn number 4. Travis Crampton pulling right back into the party. Gonna draft with the number 9 of Crown. 10 laps of racing to go here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 2024 Indiana Bash. Duncan Ward is just pretty much gone at this point. He is over a half a second ahead of second place, Roberto Crown Jr. But Travis Crampton continuing to draft. Actually, no, not so fast. Here comes Travis Crampton down on the inside. He's going to try to take that second position away from Crown. We also got Nia Steidel in the 48, now pulling up into the party. Sitting in that 4th position. Now trying to go for 3rd. She might attempt 3 wide. I wouldn't quite do that. She's flirting with it. She's 100% flirting with it. Flirting the idea, got that nose poked out and everything, but will not make the move for 3 wide. As we've seen before, 3 abreast, it just does not work at a place like Indianapolis because these drivers do not give each other room at all when you go 3 wide. We have seen it before in the past in the Indianapolis 250. We've seen it in the past with other NR series at this racetrack. 3 wide just does not work whatsoever. Meanwhile, the pack has pretty much ran down Duncan Ward, but we also have the 48 of Nia Steidel getting really aggressive on Travis Crampton as they hit the front straightaway. 8 laps of racing to go. Steidel pokes out a line. Dale Johnson will follow. This will be the battle for 3rd. Actually, not so much a battle for 3rd because Steidel really didn't gain a whole lot of ground. Kind of lost some, but also gained some. Sort of, it kind of helped and hurt at the same time. But actually, hold on a minute. Steidel's trying to cook. Trying to get the nose to the inside of the 5. So far, no success in that. Let's take a look further in the back of the field. Nathan Stapleton trying to work his way back inside of the top 10. Bringing the 71 of William Brock with him. And also here in this number 77. I don't understand. I think Reggie is Reggie really in 2 rides? He is. I don't understand that. That might have been a mistake on my part, but we're just going to say the 77 is Val Moscow. So Moscow is going to move up. Well, really, the 77 is going to try to move up instead of the top 10, regardless of who's in that truck. That was a big mistake on my part. Pretty much, this is an entire crapshoot, if anything, as far as organization is concerned. But side by side for the 2nd position, the battle is on. 3 truck fight for 2nd. Side by side once again between Steidel and Crampton. Johnson trying to flirt with 3 wide. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Oh, he's gonna try it. Oh no, this isn't good. And Crampton, heads up driving by Travis Crampton. He definitely loaded up and got out of Dodge because he knew that was going to be disastrous if he committed to that 3 wide situation. But he has definitely lost a lot of positions. He sacrificed a lot of spots by doing that. But still, really good heads-up driving by Travis Crampton in the 5. But here we go. 5 laps of racing to go. Here in the 2024 Indiana Bash, it is the 07 of Duncan Ward continuing to lead the charge. Dale Johnson the 2nd, right there in that runner-up spot. The battle for 3rd is on between Michael DeFeo and Nia Steidel. No contest. Give that 3rd spot to Steidel. So now DeFeo might fall into the clutches of the number 33 of Shryock. But BB Haynes right there in that 6th position. He might have something to say by the time this race is said and done. Meanwhile, challenge up front. Johnson poked the nose underneath. Couldn't quite make the pass. Didn't have a good enough run going into turn number 3. He might have one coming off of turn 4 if he can get a good shove from the 48 of Steidel. 4 to go. This time by. Steidel trying to go for 2nd. He's got the nose underneath of the 3. Currently side by side for now for the 2nd position. She's got to make that pass quick, and she does. And now Steidel has one more truck to pass, and that is the 07 of Duncan Ward. Ward, out of all the trucks today, has been absolutely the strongest. He's been around in the top 5, top 10 area all race long, leading laps, trying to get that last lap led, but he's got to hold off Nia Steidl. Coming around to 3 laps of racing to go here in the 2024 Indiana Bash, powered by Clan 11. Shryock moves in the 3rd. Johnson gets kicked back to 4th. BB Hange now getting a spot on Roberto Crown Jr. He is now 5th. But all eyes right over here on the leaders. Steidl all over the tailgate of the 07 as they hit the back straightaway. Let's see if she makes a move going into turn number 3. She does not. She's going to stay glued to the back bumper of the 07 as they come around to 2 laps of racing to go here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Duncan Ward's continuing to lead it. Shryock getting a run, trying to get a run off from the 3, but the 3 puts the move on him. And BB Hange sitting right there in that 5th position to try to capitalize. If Shryock is not able to get to the bottom, and so far, he's going to succeed in that. Wait a minute, the caution is out. Caution is out. We had a major crash in turn number 1. That is the 90 of Sebastian Palmer, Timo Mosser. Race is over and official. Duncan Ward is your winner. What in the world just happened? With 2 laps of racing to go, they're coming to the white flag. And Duncan Ward is going to come home as the 2024 Indiana Bash winner. As long as he can complete this final lap without any sort of mechanical failures taking place. There's Edson Hernandez trying to get back up and rejoin the field. They're already working their way down the back straightaway for one last time. Heading back into turn 3. And getting ready to make their way into turn 4 this time around. It was kind of a little bit of a crapshoot when it came down to production-wise, but as far as the race, it didn't really disappoint. The longest we've ever gone on a green flag run was 22 laps. Our first caution flew on lap 22. And we've had some pretty good racing, at least for the most part. They worked their way off of turn number 4, heading back down the front straightaway one final time. Duncan Ward, who arguably had one of the strongest trucks coming into this race, hung around the top 5, top 10 area all race long, and it's going to pay off. Checkers in the air. Duncan Ward wins the Indiana Bash here at, of all places, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Nia Steidl came really, really close to getting the job done. Unfortunately, she's going to come home in the 2nd position. Finishing 3rd of all trucks is truck number 3 of Dale Johnson the 2nd. BB Hange will come home 4th in truck number 44. Archer Shryock will complete the top 5. The 77, we're going to say that's Val Moscow for now, but Moscow will come home 6th. Skylar Taylor 7th. William Brock 8th. The 51 machine, that would be Samet Oskin coming home in the 9th position. We did not talk about Samet Oskin at all in this race. He'll come home 9th, and Ryan Durrani will finish this race inside of the top 10. Let's go back and review the crash that brought out our final caution flag of the day. What a way to end off the 2024 Bash at Indianapolis. just a really interesting way to basically conclude all this. So this was a move heading into turn number 1. You see John Stewart in the 8, trapped behind the 81 of Mary Davis. And Stewart gets into the left rear quarter panel of Sebastian Palmer in the 90. That turns him around and right back up into the field. Zonka got really lucky and missed that one. But unfortunately, however, Timo Mosser does not miss him. Oh man, that's a hard hit. Hard hit for both of these trucks. The 7 machine, I do believe that would be... I'm not 100% sure. Hold on, who was the 7? 7, that was Josh Harmon. So Harmon ended up getting some damage as well in this whole fiasco. Let's go ahead and review this at full speed. Focus back in on the 90. I wonder if Stewart was also trying to block the run from the 74. That is just, man, even at full speed, that is just a crazy hit by Timo Mosser into the 90 of Sebastian Palmer. But you have to wonder if John Stewart was trying to block the run from the 74. That would have been, I mean, hey, no matter what, we were on route for a really good finish. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see this thing all the way through to the checkered flag under green flag conditions. But nonetheless, we did get to see one thing for sure. And that indeed was our new winner getting crowned in the Indiana Bash. That would be Duncan Ward in the number 07 machine. Let's go back and look at the rest of your results. There's 11th on down to 28th. Pretty much everybody finishing on the lead lap. And then all the way down to 38th, excuse me. Everybody finishing on the lead lap with the exception of Palmer and Timo Mosser. Both of them will finish 2 laps down, credited 39th and 40th. And the only 2 retirees in this race, Josh Christian and PJ Vidal. Both of those drivers unfortunately smelled what the rock was cooking. As far as PJ Vidal, he will have to pack up and get ready to go to Charlotte this coming Saturday night. So that is going to be a very interesting night at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. That is our next event that we'll be going to. This will be for the McDonald's Cup Series in the midst of our summer shootout, which started actually here tonight at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And for the next 5 McDonald's Cup Series races, we'll go more into detail on that, but they'll get the points will be doubled as far as laps led, most laps, and also just we're winning the race. So that's going to be a really interesting start to the summer shootout for the next 5 McDonald's Cup races. But Charlotte, that is our next event, and as far as the McDonald's Cup Series, that will be the last one until last one for Memorial Day weekend. But next Friday will be Pocono, and that will be our last race before we take another break and return at Nashville at the end of June. But nonetheless, congratulations to Duncan Ward on winning the 2024 Indiana Bash. As always, thank you guys a lot for watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to comment, like, and also hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a future. So that way you don't miss any sort of fine content coming out in the near future. And thank you guys a lot for watching. One more time, congratulations to Duncan Ward on winning the 2024 Indiana Bash. And we'll see you this Saturday night for the Coca-Cola 600.